StraightAllDay.com.
Does having muscles matter? Now, this is the type of topic that might normally be used as a metaphor, but this is not a metaphor. It is, but it isn't. I'm talking about this one literally and metaphorically here today, but literally we're talking about this. In today's world, physique has become both a symbol and a signal, especially for males, specifically for males. On one hand, if you're a man with a nice physique, a nice physical build, well, what does that signal? It communicates that you're a disciplined person because you can't get muscles without working out consistently. It communicates that you're willing to give effort because working out consistently does take effort. And it communicates a level of self-respect, that you respect yourself enough to take care of your body and have this nice physique that you have. On the other hand, too many men confuse looking strong, i.e. having muscles, with actually being strong, or what I would call being tough. They are not the same thing. So the question we will address today is, does having a impressive physique actually matter when it comes to how people are judging you, who you truly are as a person? And I mean beyond the surface. And again, I'm talking about this literally and metaphorically. And in answering that question, that yes or no question, why or why not? Let's get into it. Point number one. Topic once again is, does having muscles matter? Number one, yes. Answer to the question, yes, having muscle does matter. Why? Because your muscles are a visible receipt of discipline. Everybody knows what I mean when I say receipt, right? It means you did something and here's the proof of purchase that you did this thing. There is no other way to get muscles in the world that we live in today as presently constructed other than going to the gym consistently and working out. And when I say going to the gym, yes, you can do this at home in your garage. You get the point. All right, understand the direction of my point. You work out consistently, you'll get muscles. Somebody has muscles, they had to work out consistently. There's no other way to do it. They have to, not had to, have to. Because as soon as you stop working out, the muscles start going away. It shows that you have enough discipline to at least do that. Now, you might have discipline, might not have discipline to do anything else, but at least you do that. For example, y'all remember the TV show Jersey Shore on MTV? I was thinking about this show lately. I don't know why I was thinking about it, but TV show Jersey Shore, at one point they did a season. I don't know if it was a second season or something, where they lived in Miami Beach. And I know where they were living because it's not far from a place. I used to live in South Beach, and there's a place in South Beach the place I lived in South Beach was within like 5 minutes of the place that they used to live in South Beach. But I remember those guys on Jersey Shore, not all of the guys on the show, but a couple of them, they were very disciplined when it came to the gym. There was one guy, he would always say GTL, gym, tan, laundry. So gym was go work out and lift weights. Tan was, because these white guys who were, I think they were all Italian guys, at least the men. They would go, and Italians from Jersey, they would go to the beach and lay out and get their tan. And then laundry was put on some nice clothes. Gym, tan, laundry. That's what they did. But the gym part, let's just talk about that. Now, you got to be consistent to have muscles. There's no other way to get it. Now, there may be a way 10 years from now you can have muscles without working out, and that will diminish the value of working out in the eyes of some. Not me, but in the eyes of some. But for now, there's only one way to do it. So it shows that you put in the time, you put in the effort, and you did it consistently. There's a billboard that you wear that says you don't just talk about discipline, that you actually live it at least in one aspect of life. Even people who don't know you can respect the signal because everybody unconsciously understands what I just said. There's no trickery to getting muscles. You have to actually train. You have to actually lift things to have muscles. You can't buy them. You can't inherit them. You can't borrow somebody else's. You can do that with material goods. You can even do that with money. You can't pretend to have them or just take pictures with them to fool the internet like you can with a nice car or being in a nice hotel pool or something like that. You got to actually do the work. So if you have muscles, you have to actually have done something, and you had to have done it enough to maintain, to get there and to maintain it. So in that instance, having muscles does matter. Having a nice physique matters. This is an unspoken sign of discipline, and discipline is a great first impression that you make on other people, males or females, because your body does back up your presence. Understand that your body does not give you presence. Your body is an amplifier of presence. So if you have presence and you have good physical shape, then the good physical shape amplifies the presence. If your presence is weak and you're in great shape, it's still cool that you're in great shape, but that does not give you presence when the presence is not already there. Everybody with me so far? Good. Let's move on to point number two. Today's topic, once again, is does having muscles matter? Number two, muscles do not guarantee toughness. There is a difference between strength and toughness. And I did a whole episode on this subject. Let me find the episode where I talked about this. This was episode number See if I can find it. Episode number 1076. Strength versus toughness. Know the difference. And a lot of people don't know the difference between strength and toughness, but I'm helping you understand it right now. And again, that was episode number 1076. Strength is about what you are capable of doing. If somebody has big muscles, well, it looks like they're capable of lifting heavy weights. It looks like they're capable of maybe handling heavy problems because they got these big muscles, right? But toughness is about what you actually do. You see, there are people out there who are really tough who don't have any muscles. There are people out there who are really strong, but they have no balls. They have no grit. They have no persistence. They have no determination. They have the discipline to go to the gym. They don't have the discipline to do anything else. All right, muscles and grit are not the same thing. Muscles mean you are capable of doing things. Toughness is about, again, what do you actually do? Same way that in the, I remember somebody was posting on X. It was actually just today when I'm recording this. Some guy had posted a little 2-minute highlight clip of a basketball player, and they were saying, well, this player is the best player to ever come out of XYZ place. And I responded to what they posted and said, well, a highlight clip doesn't prove that somebody's a good player. What proves somebody's a good player is their resume, not their highlights. Because anybody who does anything for long enough, you can put together a highlight clip. And if you did it often enough, even if you're not that good, we can put together a highlight clip. I mean, you can find a highlight clip of Kamala Harris giving public speeches. She's not a very good public speaker, but if you take all the time she's spoken, you can put together a highlight clip. Doesn't mean she's good. What makes you good is your resume. A resume is just a list of all the stuff you did, and we can just look at it all in context. Now, does your resume tell the entire story? No, but it tells an important one. So muscles are like your highlights. Grit, determination, toughness, stick-to-itiveness, persistence, that's your resume. That's what matters the most. That's how we actually make comparison, not by my highlight clips against your highlight clips. Again, two people do anything long enough, they both have a highlight clip. So how do we decide? There are plenty of men out there who look the part when it comes to muscularity, whatever, if that's a word. If it's not, I just made it up. But these same men fail when it comes time to fight, time to compete, time to bounce back, time to lead, time to grit or grind through something. Some people with big muscles collapse and fall apart. All right. Outside muscles without inner toughness are like having a flashy car with no engine. I've seen many a situation like this of people with muscles but no balls. All right. Men with muscles, big muscles, lift weights all the time, look really good in photos and really good on paper. And even if you've seen them in person, like, damn, that guy, his physicality looks impressive, but complete fucking pussies. I've seen a whole bunch of them. So it looks good on the outside, but it takes you nowhere. Again, just like the car with no engine. And being an athlete myself, as I already told you, I spent a lot of time in gyms, still to this day. I come across many men with big muscles who have vaginas, if you get what I'm saying. And the opposite, men who are not impressive physically. I've seen a lot of men like this. They are not impressive physically. They might not even know how to lift weights, but they might be the toughest person in the room. All right, mentally tough, even physically tough. I don't know where they got it from. They didn't get it from lifting weights, but they have the physical toughness. Toughness is not really about necessarily what you're capable of doing, but what you're willing to do, or at least what you're willing to try. And even if you can get other people to believe you'll do it, whether you have to actually do it or not. Presence has a lot to do with that. It's not so much about you having to do it. It's about, do people believe that you would so that they don't even try you in the first place? That matters. All right. And that's part of being tough. That's not strong. That's tough. Point number 3. Today's topic, once again, is does having muscles matter? Number 3, muscles are not masculinity and muscles are not energy. Now, muscles contain stored energy that can help you do work, mechanically speaking, but muscles themselves don't create the type of energy that I'm talking about when we talk presence. When we talk aura and authority and commanding the attention of others, muscles cannot do that. If you don't have anything else, your muscles alone won't do it. If you have muscles but you don't have the ability to do that, then you're just an empty tank top with muscles. And having muscles don't make you masculine. Again, I just told you, I've come across a lot of men who have muscles, but they're pussies. They're not masculine. They're very feminine, even though they lift weights. Gay guys lift weights too. Just to be clear. Speaking of such, I'll give you an example. I'll just tell the story because I'm thinking about it. I was in a gym. I will say this was a LA Fitness. I will say it was in Miami. This was probably 6, 7 years ago. And at this time, I wasn't doing because I like to run. These days, I like to run and I'm in the boxing gym. Those are the two places you'll find me working out these days, as of this recording. I'm either running or I'm in the boxing gym. But at this point, I wasn't doing a lot of running. I think I just run my second marathon, so I took like 6 months to a year off from running. I wasn't running at all. So in place of running, I would go to the gym and I was doing deadlifting. I was getting really good at deadlifting like twice my body weight. And in between sets of deadlifting, I would basically take like 5 minutes between sets. I was following the same process as Tim Ferriss's book called The 4-Hour Body. And in there, he talked about doing heavy lifts and taking 5-minute breaks in between the sets and only doing like 2 sets per workout. And this is how you're able to get a whole workout in like 20 minutes. And I followed that. And if I was to start lifting again, I would follow that same process again. So I'm in between sets of deadlifting. I'm at the deadlifting rack and I'm just kind of hovering around there because I'm in between my sets. So I would basically stretch in between the sets. I'm listening to something in my earbuds, but I'm not touching the weight. And it's 5 minutes of kind of idle time. So I'm stretching, kind of moving about, staying warm, etc. And there's this guy who's several racks down from me in the gym, but it's early in the morning. I'm the type of person that goes to the gym first thing in the morning, whatever time it opens. And this guy's several racks down from me and he's doing whatever he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. I'm not paying any attention to this guy. But in between his sets, he keeps walking towards where I'm at and he gets maybe a few feet away from where my rack is and he would stop and turn around and go back to where he was. And he did it a few times. And that's no problem because sometimes people, that's what they do. They walk off in between sets. I do that sometimes. I walk off in between my sets around the gym. But there was something peculiar about the way he was walking off in between his sets because while he's walking towards me, he's looking right at me. And he's looking at me not like he knows me from somewhere or he's trying to say hello to me. He's giving me a different type of look that a woman would give to a man. And I surmised very quickly, all right, this guy's gay. And he's looking at me. And how do I want to say this? This makes me start questioning, what is it? Now, I don't mind that he's gay. You want to be gay, be gay. There's plenty of gay guys walking around Miami, especially in Miami Beach. Now, what I'm questioning is, what is it about me that has him thinking that I might be gay? Because he did this multiple times. See, it's one thing if you're a gay guy, I'm guessing, I'm not gay, but I'm guessing that if you're a gay man, you may see another man and say that man's attractive, but something about his energy tells me that he's heterosexual. So even though I may find him attractive, okay, there's no need to pursue this even non-verbally because he ain't gay. But he kept looking at me, so I'm thinking that he might be thinking that I'm gay. And I'm like, so I'm a little bit, I'm getting a little bit uncomfortable here. Like, why does this dude keep looking at me? Obviously he's gay. I can tell by his mannerisms, his body language, all right, this guy's obviously gay. He's sizing me up as gay because there's a bunch of other men in here. He ain't looking at them, he's looking at me. Maybe I'm just that attractive of a guy. I'll take it as a compliment, but at the same time, I'm bothered by this. Why does this guy keep fucking looking at me? So anyway, I finished my workout. I move out over to other parts of the gym and I'm about to leave the gym, but something about this is still on my mind. And mind you, my whole workout's like 20 minutes. Something about this still on my mind. I'm like, no, I had to address this. So I go back towards the direction where this guy had been at, where I had originally seen him. He's still in the gym. And I walk right up to him. And he had his headphones on. I interrupted him and I said, listen, I don't know what the hell that was that you were doing over there, but listen, I'm not gay. And he tried to kind of filibuster it and try to say, well, what are you talking about? He act like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Listen, I said, dude, listen, I don't give a fuck if you're gay or not, but I'm not gay. So whatever the fuck you were doing over there, all right, don't be doing that shit. Don't be fucking staring at me. I'm not gay. All right, do we understand each other? And he said, yeah, we understand each other. And then I just walked off. And I would see him in the gym after that, and he wouldn't even dare to make eye contact with me again. And I'm saying all that to say that, and this guy had muscles, so he was lifting weights. I mean, this is early in the morning. He's in the gym lifting weights. So he didn't go to the gym early in the morning to meet gay guys. I don't think that's the time they come to the gym. I actually worked at a gym where my boss was gay, and the gay guys would come to the gym around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This was 5 in the morning. So he obviously wanted to work out. He had muscles, but he wasn't masculine. He was feminine. And this was the reason why I'm bothered. Why is this feminine man looking at me as if we are on the same page? We ain't even in the same library. But anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. So muscles are let me back up. You can be muscular but still weak in spirit. You can be muscular and indecisive. You can be muscular and easily rattled as a person. Again, like this gay guy that I'm describing. The fact that he is gay is besides the point. Because I've seen heterosexual men, or at least heterosexual presenting men who have muscles, who, again, easily rattle, indecisive, weak in spirit, And understand that presence and dominance come from your mindset and your energy, not from your biceps or your abdominal muscles. Again, it doesn't hurt to have them, but that's not where it comes from. Muscles are a decoration of sorts, but they cannot and do not define you as a person. So this is the mistake that a lot of men make when it comes to getting themselves in shape, is that, especially when they're younger, and sometimes even older men make the same mistake, is that they think, let me go to the gym and get big muscles or take up this sport and it looks good on camera and it looks good on video. But if you're still a pussy in your mindset, you still don't have the right type of energy. You don't have the right type of you don't have the right type of presence. You don't have any confidence. You don't have any mental toughness. You don't have any grit or determination. You can't stand up to being challenged, especially by another man who might have just as much muscles as you. Well, your muscles mean absolutely nothing. So you got all those muscles. What does it mean? So when it comes to your posture, your voice tone, your overall confidence, women especially pick up on this. Other men pick up on it as well, especially aggressive-minded men. Muscles, again, they are a decoration of sorts, but again, they cannot define who you are as a person. And a woman can tell the difference between a man who looks strong and a man who actually is strong. And a woman's going to test you to find out if you look strong. She's going to find out if you actually are. All right, especially if you're a heterosexual man. If you're a gay man, maybe she'll never care. So you can be strong, as I already said, with no muscles at all. Now, you don't have to have muscles to be strong. If you have muscles, but you still fidget, you still avoid eye contact, you appear to be trying too hard, you still end up losing. Remember, everybody, that presence is a spiritual and psychological game, not a physical game. Presence without muscles always beats muscles without presence. Presence without muscles always beats muscles without presence. Let's recap. Today's class, once again, is Does Having Muscles Matter? And in today's world, physique has become both a symbol and a signal, especially with social media being what it is. People will use anything and everything they can to show themselves off. And the body is one thing people show off. It's more often the domain of females than males, but males do it too. So let's talk about this, because strength and toughness are not the same thing. Number one, yes, muscles matter because they are a visible receipt of discipline, and discipline always matters. Anyone who can show that they have discipline, it matters, because most people have no discipline in anything. So if you have a nice body, then at least shows you can at least go to the damn gym, if nothing else. Your body backs up the presence, but it does not replace it. So loses the point number two. Muscles do not guarantee toughness. There's a difference between strength and toughness. Strength is what you're capable of. Toughness is what you actually do. If you have muscles with no toughness, you're like having a flashy car with no engine. It looks good on the showroom floor, but you can't actually drive it because there's no engine inside. There are a lot of men out there who have big muscles but are still pussies. No grit, no determination, no mental toughness, no persistence, no stick-to-itiveness, and they don't stand up to challenge. Number three, muscles are not masculinity and muscles are not energy. All right, you can be muscular and still weak in spirit. You can be indecisive. You can be easily rattled as a person. Presence and dominance come from your mindset, and they come from your energy, not from your biceps and not from your abs. Now, your mindset and your energy can lead you to doing things that get you biceps and abs. And understand, having biceps and abs do not get you mindset, and they don't get you energy. So one can get you the other one cannot get you the one. Everybody understand? There's an order of operations here. Remember, being, doing, having. If you have muscles, but you still fidget, avoid eye contact, appear to be trying too hard, you collapse under pressure, you fold under challenge, then you can have all the muscles in the world and you can still be looked at as a pussy, because that's what you are. All that said, when you're ready to step up your mindset, your mental toughness, your presence, your energy, so that you're in that right being state, such that you can start doing what really needs to be done in your life, in your business, in your career, in your relationships, so that you can have the life that you want to have, the business you want to have, the career you want to have, the status that you want to have. Go to workonyourgameuniversity.com and get started working with me. Work on your game. Dre, all